Oh, no, okay.
Hello, everyone. It's Kieran from SportReported. I'm joined here today by Jason and Luke. Today, we're going to be talking about the UEFA Euro 2020 quarterfinals. How are you, boys? We good?
All
Good mate.
Yeah, much better after Tuesday.
Yes.
Unreal.
That was
Unreal
a
scenes.
terrible day, but yep, we move.
Yeah. In fact, actually, I think it's only right. Football's coming.
Oh dear, Gallup.
We're going to be singing a lot more of that. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Fingers
Unpopular
crossed.
opinion, though, World in Motion is better.
Yeah, only because of the John Barnes rap.
Nah, I just like the whole song.
I've said to Jason before we came on, I was like, I want to learn the whole rap without messing it up before we win the Euros.
Do you not know it?
Well, no, I do. It's just like I usually mess it up a bit in the middle.
Oh no, always class.
I prefer Whole Again by Atomic Kittens.
Who?
You're having a laugh, boys.
Is that
Whole Again?
Southgate, you're the one.
Okay, yeah.
Also, I'm so glad.
I don't know the original song. I can't lie.
Atomic Kittens.
So, what were your boys what were your general thoughts on the England-Germany game, how we performed, and of course the scoreline?
It's coming home. That's the one line.
Well, that's a stream over. All right, we'll see you in a bit then. All right, cheers.
I mean, it was more relief, wasn't it? No one thought we were going to win. Realistically, everyone thought, "Oh, we'll just slip."
It's funny because it's one of them where, like, on paper we should be beating the Germans, but everyone thought we'd lose. Well, a lot of people thought we'd lose. I didn't, but a lot of people did. Ow.
I didn't think we have. I think we have the quality to beat them, but I thought, oh, we always just bottle it, don't we?
We are serial bottlers, but I don't know. I mean, you're going to hate me for saying this. I feel like Gareth Southgate might be changing that mentality. Maybe. We'll see.
I think he deserves a lot of credit.
Thank you, Jason.
He
I
took
rate that
so
from you.
much stick for the lineup, and that's one thing. About Southgate is he takes risks, but they've been paying off. Like most of our previous managers have picked the team based on the press, because I feel like everyone on social media feels like they're the England manager. They want to play the team that they feel's best. But he just takes risks, and it's paid off.
He takes risks. I say that's what he does least of. He just plays 7 defenders, and we win.
Well, no, because he takes risks because he picks lineups that a lot of people criticise. Yeah. So that is risk, whether you think it's a risky starting lineup.
He said,
not in terms of like offensive, in terms of like disagreeing with, basically going against what everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
In his interview after, he was like, "Oh, if I pick this lineup and we lose, I'm dead."
Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, I said to Jason before as well, like a little while ago, that, like, I mean, there's probably, I think that the population is like 75, 80 million here. And in England, I don't know, but like, let's just say there's like 30, 40 million England fans. There's 30, 40 million different football managers who all think that they've got the right team, who think that they've got the right way to beat Germany or whatever. And Southgate, it's very easy to be influenced by all that, but Southgate never has been. He always picks his team based on what he thinks is best, even if it goes against what most people think. And I like that about him. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but more often than not, it's come off. So I'm okay with that.
The first time he's got everything spot on. Like the substitution of Grealish, perfect timing. I definitely still look back on it now. I still think that Grealish coming off the bench like he did had more of an impact than if he probably started. I think he got spot on.
He done it against Croatia as well, but then against Scotland it didn't pay off. So sometimes it's going to pay off, sometimes it's not.
Even though we won 2-0 and I thought Saka was actually quite good, I still think we should see more of Sancho. And I think Sancho should start over Saka, in my opinion, on the right. I think he offers more.
Saka earned that start.
Sorry?
Performance against Czech Republic, I think he earned that start. And he was probably our best player in the first half, Saka.
I think
he ran out of steam a little bit in the second half.
I think Foden will start against Ukraine.
But we literally just beaten one of the biggest nations with no Phil Foden, no Mason Mount.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
no Sancho.
I mean, firstly, we got to this point in the first place where we won our first. Sorry, we didn't win our first 2 games, did we? We won 1, drew 1 without conceding, without our by far our best defender, and we won 2 of our first 3 games without our striker turning up. Obviously, with Sterling scoring them. So, yeah, I mean, I think the signs are good, even though we're not playing 100% perfectly. We're still getting the job done.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Pickford's been our best player this tournament so far.
Well, that's what I was about to go on to next, actually. Was that I mean, yeah, I agree. So I think Sterling and Pickford, but like, probably slightly more Sterling purely on the basis we haven't, and we'll get onto this in a bit. We haven't really been put under a whole load of pressure, but we still have to have a lot of credit for the fact that we are the only team left not to concede a goal this tournament. And at this point, it wouldn't be entirely beyond the realms of possibility. We could go the entire way without conceding a goal, which would be pretty mental.
We're the best team ever. Does that make us the best your team to win the Euros if we didn't concede a goal?
We've become Arsenal of the Euros.
I don't know if anyone's ever done it. Did Spain do it?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't know. To be fair, and even then, before the Euros was a shorter format, it was only 16 teams who went straight to quarterfinals after the group stages. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Weren't Italy the first team to win every game in the group and not concede a goal? I think that was the first team ever to do it.
Were they the first team ever? Wow, I didn't know that.
Whenever in the Euros, I think. I don't know if it's been done in the World Cup.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But like I said, I mean, we might not necessarily be really put under consistent amount of pressure from good teams, but without a doubt, though, we still got to be given credit for not conceding throughout this 4 games, and particularly against Germany, because I mean we did ride our luck a little bit, like with the Muller chance and stuff like that, but to beat Germany in a knockout game and not concede. I mean, credit to Maguire, to Stones. In fact, that I liked the back 3. I thought Walker was immense as well, actually.
So quick.
So, yeah, I mean, defensively, which was actually the area where we were concerned about coming into the tournament, we've been fantastic. So, can't really complain about that.
Do you think Walker had an impact on Muller missing that chance? Because if
chasing back,
Walker's about 10 yards, 15 yards behind everyone, and he bombs past everyone and catches him right at the last second as he shoots.
It might put him off. Yeah, he might put him off.
Pickford does very well to stay big for as long as he does, because he doesn't go down to ground quick. But I watched that chance so many times, I still don't know how he scored.
I mean, like I said, 9 times out of 10 he scores, but then that's sort of the luck that you sometimes need to go on and win a tournament.
That's probably the biggest moment in our tournament so far.
Sterling could have gone from the national hero to complete villain.
Yeah, and how much stick he would have received then, fairly or unfairly. He would have received a ridiculous amount of stick.
I think it'd have been unfairly, because without his goals, we wouldn't have
been there in the first place. Yeah, so I think it would have been unfair.
There's still people that are saying, he should be dropped. I don't get it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I said that I wouldn't mind seeing Grealish start, because I feel like Grealish has something to offer from the start, and particularly if Sterling is, obviously he has been as good as he is. I'm not saying rest a player for like a knockout game, because at the end of the day, we've got to do everything we need to do to win. But I don't feel like dropping or resting Sterling for Grealish is much of a retraction. I don't think we're losing much by playing Grealish.
He has a better impact off the bench than Sterling would, though, because Sterling he consistently just ran all game, whereas Grealish comes in moments.
I do think there'll be changes, especially because we've got the last 16, the quarterfinals and the semis are all in a space of 8 days. So I definitely think there'll be some changes from Southgate, and I think in the midfield as well.
If we win.
Well, there are changes for Saturday. You mean, Jason?
We have the quarterfinals, semis.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Well, I was going to ask whether you two or how much you think we've been defensively tested over the 4 games.
When we've had questions asked, we've stood up to them.
I thought after we scored against Germany, they had chances. They had quite a few chances there. The Werner chance, Pickford done well.
The Havertz one was a great save.
Havertz, great save.
Yeah,
but half their chances came from us giving the ball away in the midfield.
When we were set up, we defended it easily. The three centre backs easily. But when we got caught and made a mistake, then we looked a bit vulnerable. But
yeah. I think, obviously Germany is definitely the game that we were under the most pressure, and we have absorbed that. I still don't think we have been under a consistent amount of, as in like a lot of recurring pressure again and again and again, like a 5, 10, 15-minute spell where we are just camped on our box and defending for our lives. We haven't had that yet because we haven't played a team good enough. But at the same time, we've, I know we at times may not have been that defensively tested, but that's also partially down to how well we've been playing because we just control the games.
What I was going to say, is that down to how good we've been, or because the opening 10 minutes, I'd say Germany were. I was worried for the rest of the game.
They were the better team. Yeah.
But then we've got hold of the games, just calm the play down, got hold of the ball,
and we controlled the game. We literally controlled the game up until the goals, and then
whether that was because Germany took their foot off the gas or we've got the quality to do that now. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's difficult, but I think regardless of whether we've had a lot of sort of recurring, consistent pressure from a very good team or not. And we may need that experience come the latter round should we get there. But I think that.
Go on.
Sorry, go on. No.
Are we going to suffer against Ukraine or Denmark, Czech Republic if we get there? Are we going to?
No,
suffer?
This is only going to come in the final, which is what I'm worried about because we may not have experienced it yet.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about that because look at Denmark against Belgium in the first half. They parked them in their own half.
That's good.
Italy are the one that I worry about more.
But I'd say Belgium are better offensively.
I'd say Italy are more offensively than Belgium.
But we'll find out tonight, boys, won't we?
Because Belgium, if you even against Portugal, Belgium had wasn't it 5 chances, 5 shots or something? So, but to Portugal's 24.
Yeah, but Italy also needed extra time to score against Austria.
I know, but they press higher up the pitch than Belgium. They're constantly trying to attack. That's what Mancini's doing.
About what Jason said about Denmark pinning them. I mean, Denmark. I didn't actually see that game, but Belgium's defense is pretty poor. When you look at it's not poor, but it's aging and
Vermaelen in it. I mean,
exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. So realistically, I don't know if we can judge it too much off of them pinning Belgium's defense in because I don't think they're massively that great. And I think whenever they do get defensively exposed, they could be in trouble, Belgium. I said this all along, but at the minute, they've been outscoring teams and they haven't been defensively troubled, really.
If we look at their game against Portugal, they just got a 1-0 lead. Second half, just sat back.
Well, that's what I mean. They'll be most vulnerable on the counter attack because they can sit back and defend. But if Belgium are to go 1-0 down, I think they're in big trouble because on the counter attack they'll be really susceptible because they have no pace in their backline whatsoever. And I mean, you could argue maybe they could play Denier to sort of what's it called to fix that issue. But even then, I don't know how much pace Denier really has. I can't lie.
Defender.
We've got
Sorry.
Nunez is probably their fastest defender.
I mean, yeah, but could he play in a back three as a centre back? I suppose he could. I don't know.
Maybe right centre back, but
yeah. But anyway, so I've got here Raheem Sterling. I want to talk about him because he's obviously been our main man this tournament. And he's gone from, I put down here, it's a terrible punchline, but scapegoat to goat. Because realistically, I mean, he coming into the tournament, everybody was slating him, trashing him, and criticising Southgate for staying loyal to him, saying that Southgate has his favourites. I mean, I'm not saying that whoever may have played ahead of him wouldn't have done well, but do you not think Southgate's been proved a little bit right with sticking with Raheem Sterling?
I wanted him to stick with Sterling. I was one of the very few people that backed Sterling. I've always thought he's been our main.
Yeah. I see, I did that all the way, right until the last couple games of the season in the Champions League final, and I saw Reece James pocket him, and I bottled it, and I said, maybe not Sterling. And I think I went with Grealish on the left as what I would have picked. But I didn't mind that much that Sterling started. I was okay with that. And then obviously he's certainly proved himself.
I think Sterling's been a very good footballer. The only thing people questioned was his finishing ability, and he's definitely proven that.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know why Pep's not been playing him for City towards the end of the season.
Well, I think we can't let this Euros tournament sort of change our view of how he was, or affect our view of how he was last season. Let's be honest, he was pretty poor last season for Man City. But we can't get past that. He was.
But I think he scored I think it's 15 in his last 20 England matches or something.
Yeah, so for England, yeah.
There's a myth that he's not very good for England because he just couldn't score in the 2018 World Cup. Not that he needed to, because we got through anyway. Everyone just thought, oh, he's terrible, but he's actually pretty good for England. Like didn't we tear apart Spain like a few years ago?
Yeah, he absolutely tore Spain a new one.
Yeah, him, Rashford, and Kane.
And you can see like the confidence growing in him every game. Like against Germany, he was willing to take players on. He was willing to take risks.
When he cut in the first half and had a shot from like 30, 25, 30 yards. When does he ever do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
shot one.
Exactly. And I think people get this image of him, and it's almost like they don't want to be wrong, so they would like to see him fail, even though he's playing for us, and they will make excuses for the fact that he is scoring. Like, I mean, I'm not saying he is world class, but I heard, do you guys know Simon Jordan?
Yeah.
On TalkSport saying that he scored 3 goals, but what else have we really seen from him? Like, I haven't seen anything remotely near world class from him. Let's not let that affect our views on him. So I feel like some people are reluctant to hold their hands up and say, okay, I was wrong.
He is world class. He had one poor season. He's been world class at City for years.
He's on that. I think for me, he's always been on that borderline between like excellent player to world class. He's always just been on that borderline, and sometimes he dips into it, sometimes he dips below it. At the minute, he's certainly playing into it. But yeah, so
whether that's confidence has come from his goals in the Euros, we don't know. But he's definitely gained confidence, and if it has come from his goals, then we've got good things to look forward to with Kane, if that is the case.
Yeah, exactly. So before we get on to sort of how we'll get on in the next game and stuff like that, I just want to touch briefly on our opponents and actually just the Sweden-Ukraine game in general. I mean, did you guys both watch the game? I know we were a little bit far gone by this point, but we did watch the game.
I only watched the end of the second half and extra time.
Okay. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know why I asked you, Jason, because I was there with you, but yeah. Sorry, go on. Just your general thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I thought Ukraine played better than I thought they would anyway. Sweden, obviously, Sweden were favourites for the game. I was expecting us to play Sweden. I thought it was going to be a repeat of the World Cup quarter-final.
Yeah.
But, the Ukraine turned up. The first goal was actually pretty good, Zinchenko.
Yeah.
I think it's
I don't know. Like, I mean, Zinchenko has improved a lot for Man City. He was a bit of a scapegoat at one point for them, but he has improved a lot for them. He's actually kind of worked his way into being part of their first team plans, although I don't know if he's convinced all Man City fans whether he's good enough. But for Ukraine, I mean, he's been quality this tournament. So and in an advanced role as well. So credit to him. Yeah, I mean, I thought Ukraine were actually the better side on the whole. And like I said, they got their first goal. Obviously, they sat back a little bit then and allowed Sweden onto them. But I'm surprised by this because I didn't see any of this evidence whatsoever come to this tournament. But Ukraine do look dangerous whenever they go forward. They do look dangerous. Yaremchuk, Yarmolenko. I mean, these are players. Yarmolenko, I think he played 7 times in all competitions last season for West Ham. And Yaremchuk had a decent season for Ghent in the Belgian Jupiler League. I mean, when we're talking about elite level, I wasn't expecting this from Ukraine, I've got to admit, and credit to them. They were very good.
I said they'd do well.
You did?
There's no doubt the red card definitely had an impact on the game. Sweden were probably in control.
Were absolutely kicking lumps at each other the whole game.
Yeah.
It was a brutal game, yeah.
It was never a red card, though, in my opinion.
I was about to ask that. No, for me, absolutely never a red card in a million years.
I've seen it back.
Horrendous. His leg was horrendous, obviously. It was.
I feel like we have a bit of
challenges in slow motion.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like we have an obsession of watching challenges in slow motion and looking at stills. And lots of challenges can look bad then. But the fact of the matter is, if you watch it in real time, he clears the ball, which he's very much entitled to do. And it's not like his foot is miles off the ground. His foot is about as high off the ground as it would be when you clear the ball. And, he like I said, yeah, he clears the ball about a second before the guy runs into his leg. I don't really know what else he's supposed to do. And people were saying it's reckless, his foot shouldn't be that high. So are we supposed to just not kick the ball or only toe poke it along the ground? I don't understand. Like, he's entitled to clear that ball. We got there way before him. What happened after was a complete accident. It's never a red card.
Also,
not for me,
that one's a red card. There was a challenge on the Swedish player where the Ukraine player had a shot and the Swedish player jumped on the ground to block it, and then the Ukraine player shot and then ran through the defender and kneed him in the head. Did you see that?
Mm.
Did you see that?
I don't remember it.
It was after the red card for Sweden, but he had a shot and his follow through connected with the guy's head.
Yeah.
So if the first one's a red card, surely
the second one has to be a red. I feel like because, and this is my opinion as well, obviously the impact looked really bad. If the impact wasn't as, I know it sounds like stupid to say, but if the impact wasn't as bad that he didn't go off injured, I don't know if he would have got a red card. Because for me, if he catches him on the thigh or on the calf, and obviously it would still be a painful one, but it hurts. It's only where he's caught him right on the sort of knee joint where it's bent it back. It's looked really bad.
I think there's obviously going to be controversial decisions throughout the tournament, but I think on the whole, VAR's been pretty successful in the major tournaments.
One thing I have noticed though, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but VAR was very quick in the group stages, and they seem to be taking an awful lot longer in the knockout stages.
I think just because it's a knockout stage and they don't want to.
But that's the thing. Is that fair though? Is that right? Is that right that they're taking longer and checking it as it's a more important game when it could be a more important game for another team in the group stage?
That's true.
So I don't know about that, but yeah. So I mean, overall, it could have gone either way. But do we think Ukraine deserved to win?
I mean, they got the goal at the end, didn't they? It was a very 50-50. They won it.
It was a coin flip game. I mean, I fancied Sweden pretty comfortably coming into the game, and fair play to Ukraine, they turned up.
See, the guy who scored wasn't even meant to be in the squad. He only got put in the squad because one of their other players got injured, and then he scored.
What was his name again?
Dobrovic, something like that. I can't remember the name.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, Dobrovic, I think. Yeah.
I think from an England perspective, you look at it and you'd rather play Ukraine because obviously,
particularly after 120 minutes of extra time, or 120-minute game,
and getting absolutely kicked to lumps,
clattered. Yeah, everything is going in our favour, really. And another thing that I was, we'll talk about the officials in a second. I haven't put that down, but we'll talk about that in a sec. I was going to ask though, because obviously, I've seen a lot of stick for England and sort of fans someone called him bitter, saying that it's England have had a massive advantage because why is Siri coming on? Siri, do me a favor.
Do me a favor.
Do me a favor.
So saying that because England have played all of their games at home, obviously they've had an advantage, and teams like Wales had to travel to Baku and then to I don't know where they travelled after that. Where did they travel after that? Copenhagen. No. Well, that was for the knockout stage game. Wales. They went to Baku.
Then they went to Rome.
Then they went to Rome, and then they went to Copenhagen. Yeah.
So they did. I don't know if they went Copenhagen. Did they go Copenhagen?
Yeah, to play Denmark. Wait, no, that was in Amsterdam. Sorry, Amsterdam.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I got you. I was confused as well. Then yeah,
it was Baku to Rome, back to Baku, and then
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Yeah. There's Denmark fans on there in Amsterdam.
Yeah. I'd say I agree to an extent, because for the Czech Republic game in the group, we were the away team playing at our home ground, which didn't really make sense. Like, Czech Republic were in the home. I think they were in the home dressing room and everything. So because they were the home team for the allocated game, which is just strange.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's what it is, isn't it? We had to win our group to get the good run, so we're earning it, really.
But the thing is that, like, I mean, on paper, like, there is part of the format. Like, if we just take COVID out of it and we're looking at it as it would have been in the normal times, like, that part of it is good, because I like the idea of having lots of different cities represented and stuff like that in the tournament. But realistically, a major tournament, you could do that for the Nations League or whatever. Realistically, a major tournament should be played in one country, or at most 2 dual-hosted countries. Yeah, that's it. Because
I think it's.
Imagine if they're doing the World Cup around the world. Like, it just wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work.
Why do it in the Euros?
And this is why I don't get in a year where we've been in COVID as well. Why are we travelling all?
Exactly. This year of all years, we're still giving them more travel. Yeah. That is
one place.
Realistically, how many Euros they're going to be throughout? Like,
I know.
One every 4 years. Surely you can just give different countries the Euros every year. Like,
well, I don't know. They'll probably give it to the same countries.
Well, I don't get why they decided just to locate it all around Europe, really.
But and places like Azerbaijan, like, I don't get it. What is the, like? I remember when Wales.
I mean, well, I'll give you one answer for that.
Money, yeah.
There's a lot of money in Azerbaijan.
Who did Wales play in their first game? Switzerland in their first game.
Switzerland.
There
was no fans there.
They were literally out on the streets with tickets, trying to get people to pay like 20 quid for a ticket, and then no one was interested because there's no following for it there.
The only reason the Turkey game was full is because there's quite a large Turkish population in Azerbaijan. They're quite neighbouring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's crazy that all these countries have been hosting the tournament, and yet all three, the 2 semis and the final, are all at Wembley. And
as well, actually, as well, there were a lot of fans from Azerbaijan who were supporting Turkey, mainly because, I mean, the Azerbaijan national team are poor, but also Turkey made an agreement with the Azerbaijan FA. They said about playing Syria again, seriously. Playing a friendly in Turkey or something like that against the Azerbaijan team in exchange for essentially Azerbaijan back in Turkey and their fans back in Turkey, which is so corrupt. It seems so corrupt, it's unbelievable. But it just seems really strange.
I feel like we probably would have maybe not done as well. But then you argue that maybe the pressure was off. There's a bit less pressure if there's no fans there as well.
Well, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Was that, I mean, we're playing in Rome, and this is, should we go all the way, our only game away from home, as it were.
I feel like this is an England team that thrives off of fans.
Well, I would sort of agree. But the thing is,
I think we haven't had the negative side to it yet, though, because we haven't gone 1-0 down, or we haven't had fans turn on the team.
That's true. But the lift everyone had from Grealish coming on, it was like
we've sort of experienced it in the sense. I know there was quite a few boos for the Scotland game. I feel like there was a lot of pressure on the Scotland game, and that might have contributed to why we didn't beat them, because we were at home. And that's what I was going to say about this. I said about this Ukraine game. That me personally, I'm almost happy that this is the game that we're playing away from home, because it's a game where we've just come off the back of a fantastic win against Germany. Now all of a sudden, all of our fans are getting excited, and somewhat rightly so, but still. And everyone's going to expect us to beat Ukraine. There's an enormous amount of pressure on us to beat Ukraine, because losing to Ukraine would be disastrous. So I feel like that would increase the pressure should we be playing at home. But because we're playing in Rome, we can just go and play a normal game against the Ukrainians, and we should beat them. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think all 4 of our games so far have been edgy games, and I wouldn't be surprised to see another one on Saturday.
Yeah.
One
thing I did think, though, is that we said this. Me and Jason said this in the pub the other day, though, is that, I mean, it's being played in Rome. Obviously, Italy's still in the tournament, and there'll probably be a few neutrals there. None of our fans are allowed to go there. I don't know what the COVID restrictions are for Ukraine and whatnot. And even then, I don't know how many Ukrainians are going to make the travel all the way from Ukraine to Italy. I've got a slight feeling that it might be pretty empty. Like Hampden Park was pretty empty for Sweden and Ukraine. I mean, I got a feeling the Stadio Olimpico might be pretty empty for this game, because who's going to go?
This is another reason I didn't get. Like, move it to a place like Copenhagen, where they can have full capacity, or like it's a quarter final of a major tournament. And
that's what I said. I got offered a ticket to the Sweden-Ukraine game as well up in Hampden Park. I mean, the train ticket was like 120 quid though. I mean, I thought about it, but then I thought, I mean, I'm going to miss the England-Germany game, so I can't do that. But it was so dead. Like, there was no fans there. It felt like, I don't know what it felt like. Like, I wouldn't even say a friendly, because I feel like a friendly would have been more full. It's just strange. I
think Czech Republic Denmark game's in Baku, isn't it?
Yeah, that's going to be another one. I mean, realistically, Czech Republic Denmark, not near Azerbaijan, not going to be any backing from the Azerbaijani public. I don't know. It seems strange. But anyway, so what formation? Because formation's been really the big talking point for a lot of people. What formation should we play against the Ukraine? Because we obviously played a 4-2-3-1 in all of the group stage games, I believe, and then switched to a 3-4-3 to play the Germans. What do you think best serves us for this game?
Jason like that for me. I'd go 4 at the back again, because I just think we can wipe Ukraine away. I just think we should go more attacking. I think we should bring Mason Mount back in, so we have like a midfielder behind Kane, and then I would take one of Rice or Phillips out and swap it for Bellingham, but he won't do that. So I suppose we stick with Rice and Phillips.
Interesting, Jason.
I don't know, to be honest. I'm quite happy with 5 at the back. I'm a big fan of it for England, just because we know it works well and we can trust it.
Sorry, Jason, can I just interrupt you very slightly? There's some massive transfer news. Bernardo from Brighton Hove Albion has just gone to Red Bull Salzburg. So continue.
Megan's just gone to United as well.
Honestly, so glad you told us that.
You're welcome. Anyway, continue, Jason.
So I'm quite a fan of 5 at the back, just because I know we can trust it, and it works well for us in the World Cup. It worked well for us on Tuesday, but obviously it's a completely different opposition. 4 at the back, we've obviously been using in the group games. It hasn't been against Croatia. It worked well, but it hasn't been like massively. What's the word here? Like massively positive in the way we've played. It's sort of limited us. With the 5 at the back, I think we can get the win back tie. I don't think we should play the 2 DMs, and I don't think we will, just because both of them are on a yellow card, and we don't want to risk.
I didn't know that. That changes a lot. I didn't know they were both on a yellow card.
Yeah, both of them got booked against Germany.
Okay.
And obviously Harry Maguire did as well, so he's also on a yellow.
We got to play him though. I feel like we got to play him.
But I don't think we can play Rice and Phillips. I think one of them. We play one of them, but not with both of them.
That's big though. That's big. Maguire is going to be on a tightrope for the entire Ukraine game.
It gets wiped, doesn't it? After the yellow card. To the yellow card. Yellow.
Anyway,
do the yellow cards get wiped after this game?
Yeah, after this game they get wiped. Yeah.
So you
I don't think.
Final, then.
Syria again.
To play both of them, just because of the fact that realistically, if we need to make a tackle in that midfield, I wouldn't want any of them to miss the semi-final or the final. Well, the semi-final actually, because they'd be back for the final. But
yeah,
I feel like
the only way someone can miss the final is if they get sent off in the semi.
Yeah. But I feel like
but we can't assume we're going to get there. You know, we got.
No. I was just wondering. I didn't know how the yellow cards worked.
Oh, that's why I'm getting more offensive by bringing in a Mount or a Bellingham for one of those. Oh, roasting Steve.
Yeah. What was I going to say? The formation, yeah. I mean, for me, it's a difficult one. Like I said, I didn't know Rice and Phillips were on yellow cards. But do you think we should rest both of them?
No, I think rest one of them.
Or risk one of them.
I'd probably I don't know. I'd probably rest Rice and.
Who'd you play next to him?
I'd play Mount or Bellingham.
I'd play Phillips and Bellingham, and then Mount in front.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. I don't know what I'll do about the front three. But I think Kane and Sterling have to be there. It's just who the third player is.
Sterling and Foden.
Whether it's Foden, Saka, or Grealish.
I think he'll swap Saka and Foden, and then he'll put Grealish on for Foden.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Mount, Foden, and Grealish all in the same team, but it never seems like it's going to happen.
The thing is, I mean, the argument for keeping the two DMs is of course the fact that is exactly what's brought us to the dance. I mean, whether it's been progressive against these lesser sides, we've got the job done. Sorry, go on.
We drop both, and Henderson comes in as a DM, and then Mount alongside Henderson.
What? So then, would you?
But I don't think we will.
What formation would you play then if we're playing one DM?
No, I play Mount in as sort of a box to box. Or Bellingham.
So, and you're playing 5 at the back still?
Yeah, I'd probably play Pickford. I'd probably start Reece James just because he's more attacking than Trippier. Walker, Stones, Maguire. Probably keep Shaw. Maybe play Chilwell. But Shaw did have a good game.
Shaw was brilliant against Germany.
Then obviously you could play either Hendo, Rice, or Phillips, and then Mount or Bellingham alongside him, and then the front three of Kane, Sterling, and either Saka, Grealish, or Foden.
Yeah.
See, I do think he'll go back to a back four.
Yeah,
because he said he'll assess every game differently. Like he's not going to stick to one formation, which is why we've changed.
But the thing is, Gareth Southgate. I mean, we know this, and you know whether you like it or not, it has worked so far. He's conservative, to say the least, with his approach. Is he going to switch to a back four and only go with one DM? I doubt it.
No,
I doubt
he's. No, I think he'll go back four, and then I think he'll go Rice and Henderson or Phillips and Henderson with like Mount in front, which is what he did in the first 2 games.
Yeah, I think if he goes to a back four, it'll be 2 DMs. If he goes to a back 5, we could probably play a box to box instead of a DM.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for my team personally, I suppose that I would obviously go Pickford in goal. I think, I probably would go back to a back four, play Shaw, Maguire, Stones, possibly James, and then Phillips and Bellingham and then we're talking Sterling, Mount as a. Would you say? Well, no. Who are you playing in that cam role if you're playing 4-2-3-1? Mount. Yeah. And then possibly Foden on the right and then Kane up top. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. I would be happy with that. The only issue... Sorry, go on.
4 at the back, whoever 4 he picks. And then I'd like to see Phillips and Bellingham. Or Phillips and Mount. And then have Grealish in the middle. Or Foden in the middle. And then have Foden on the wing. Foden or Grealish on the wing. So one of them in the middle, one of them on the right, and then Sterling on the left.
And they can be interchangeable as well, like within the game.
Just them, like have Mount or Bellingham as a box to box, Phillips next to them as holding, or Rice next to them as holding, and then have the front three of like Sterling, Grealish, Foden, and then Kane.
Yeah. So go on,
he would never go that attacking. So.
No, yeah. No. I think whatever the lineup is, it probably will surprise us. But Southgate knows those players better than all of us, and we've just
exactly.
Process.
I mean, we've sat here talking about what we think the England team should be for the last 10, 15 minutes, however long. But realistically, like you said, Southgate's going to know better than us, and that's why he's a football manager. I trust him. I trust whatever he does because he's proven it so far. So I don't mind who we start. I'll have my opinions on it, as I'm sure we all will at the time, but I trust that he'll do the right thing to get the job done.
And I like the fact everyone was saying, I don't know how he kept so calm at full time, but I like that, the fact that he's keeping it away.
Yeah, because last time, if you remember, like after he won, he was going mental. I like the fact that he's staying calm because he knows the job's not done.
Yeah, and within 10 minutes after the game, whenever he got interviewed, he was saying straight away, the next focus is Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good mentality. That's the difference between, I don't want to say like happy to be there mentality, but like, I thought that we were all surprised really at how well we did, even though, okay, we maybe shouldn't have lost to Croatia. We're all surprised really at how well we did at the World Cup in 2018. Whereas now we're expected to do well and we've got that winner's mentality. And I think the longer we keep that, I think we can only do good things. So, yeah, I'm going to ask you all, or both, how do you think Ukraine, if we take our English hats off, how do we think Ukraine beat us from a Ukrainian perspective?
Just soak up and just I think set pieces will be a big thing for them. If they soak up our pressure, get a foul, get a corner, and then they've got some big players, haven't they? Score from a set piece or something. I mean, they scored a brilliant set piece against was it Holland to equalise. They've scored a couple of like set pieces. Although we are notoriously good at set pieces, actually, in this team, we defend them quite well. I just feel like it's always a chance that
it's a bit of a leveler.
We can give it away and give them a way back into the game, whatever.
Yeah.
I'd say press us at the right moments because we've got mistakes in us, and if they take them chances, then that'll probably.
I think our own mistakes, will cost us more than them. I can't see them being able to outplay us or break us down.
They're a good team.
Like the Sterling chant, most players in the world would have scored that, and Müller would have scored that when Sterling gave it away and Havertz went through. Even if that's Yarmolenko and Yaramchuk, in that position, if we give away something like that, they're likely going to score.
Right? Yeah, I agree with you. And like Jason said, I think Ukraine are a good side. They're a decent side, but like they've done well so far. I mean, realistically, okay, they lost 2 of their group games. Let's not forget that. Lost against Netherlands, lost against Austria, did what they needed to do against North Macedonia, and obviously they did that they had that fantastic performance against Sweden. But coming into this game, they have nothing to lose. They have absolutely nothing to lose, and that can be a dangerous prospect when nobody expected them to get this far. I'm not even sure Ukrainians expected them to get this far. Obviously, the draw might have helped them a little bit because of Sweden winning Spain's group. But they're in the quarterfinals now, and they're going to see this as an opportunity to get to the semi-finals of a major tournament, which is fantastic for Ukraine, whatever you may think of it. And I agree with Luke in the sense that I think, that they should try and soak up the pressure because at times, I mean, we proved it against Scotland. We struggled to break teams down who were defending quite deep, but were pressing at the right moments, like Jason said as well, which is what Scotland did. And it frustrated us, and we couldn't break them down. And if they can nick that goal, whether it be a moment of magic from Yarmolenko or Yaremchuk, or whether it be a set piece or whatever, I've said this multiple times. This is a dangerous game for us to go 1-0 down in, because if we go 1-0 down, they will throw everything at defending. They will put 11 men behind the ball. They will put their heart and soul into every single tackle, and we might find it difficult to break them down. They might ruffle our feathers a bit.
We struggle against teams that sit back as well.
Do that. Yeah, exactly. And under that sort of pressure, we'll probably fold. So we can't go 1-0 down against them.
Which is why we got a lot of success against Germany, because Germany were trying to... We nicked a goal. Germany were then trying to push forward. Shaw intercepted the ball, broke away, and we were 3-on-2, 3-on-3. And we're counter-attack and we're good. But when teams sit behind the ball, Scotland, we can't break them down.
That's what I think we'll struggle with if Ukraine dictate the tempo how they want it to. Like, I think that'll be one of their main aims.
They'll try and slow the game down. They'll try and slow the game down, make it bitty.
Apart from the first 10 minutes against Germany, they let us control the tempo. We played our way. We played our game. But with Ukraine, I think that they'll try and frustrate us as much as they can.
Yeah. Like I said, they'll be bitty. They'll try and break up the game. They'll leave niggling fouls they'll hope without getting someone sent off. They'll do everything they can to get under our skin. And I'm hoping it's not going to affect us, and I don't think it will, but that is what I think Ukraine should do to beat us. So we've gone through sort of predicted and preferred lineups. So score predictions for the Ukraine game then in Rome. Jason?
I'm going to say 1-0 England, but I just think it's typical 1-0 England, I know. But Ukraine, right? People might look at Ukraine and think they're lucky to be here. They're only in the last 16 because of Spain's thrashing against Slovakia at 5-0. But they've proven why they should be there after that win against Sweden, which was probably unexpected. And I think we can't underestimate them. They're gonna, and especially whether their fans can travel to Italy or not, I don't know. But if they can, that would be a big boost for them.
I'm not sure how many Ukrainians are going to go all the way to Italy.
Yeah, and we just can't really get carried away. Like, a lot of England fans are saying, "Oh, we're in the final now" and stuff like that, but we're nowhere near the final.
No, I hate that mentality because it's annoying because it's the same people who have been slating Southgate all along of calling England terrible, who are enforcing that arrogance as soon as we win a game. And, it's the same story again and again and again. Like, football fans are notoriously fickle and people are allowed their own opinions on Southgate or whatever. It's make or break all the time for football fans. And like I said, had we lost to Germany, we would have been the worst team in the world. Southgate's a fraud, blah, 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 Southgate out. Now we've won, all of a sudden, everyone thinks, but obviously I know we've got a favourable draw. Everyone thinks we're going to win it. We've got to take it a game at a time.
Yeah, they're in the for a reason.
So. Exactly. And, everyone expected, majority of people expected Sweden to beat them, including me. And Sweden were unbeaten in the group stage. They were a good side. And they went and they did a number on them, and credit to them for that. For me, I'm gonna go 2-0 England, which may be a little bit optimistic with the scoreline, but I think once we get that first goal, they're gonna have to start playing a bit, and that plays into our hands. I think as long as we get the first goal, I think we'll be fine. If they get the first goal, I will really start to worry because I don't think we'll break them down.
I've got to say, I think Stones will be our scorer from the corner.
So basically, Sweden again.
I think we'll win 1-0.
1-0, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Who's going to score there?
Raheem Sterling.
Again?
Yeah.
Class. Right. So let's just quickly run through sort of our thoughts on the other last 16 games. Belgium, Portugal. We touched on this a little bit earlier. It was a bit of a drab game. I was expecting a bit more from it. But I expected Belgium actually to win 1-0, and that's what they did. Deserved winners, Belgium. I mean, it was a fantastic goal from Torgan Hazard.
It was probably the best on paper, the best round of 16 game, but
ended up being the worst. Yeah.
I don't know if it was a deserved win. I think another day Portugal take those chances, and I think Rui Patricio probably should do better with Torgan Hazard's goal, even though it was a fantastic goal.
The movement on the ball.
Yeah, it's good movement, but it's not right in the corner. On another day, I think Portugal would have won that game, but Belgium.
It's one of them that could. It's one of them I think that could have gone either way. Even though Belgium are number one side in the world, Portugal shown their frailties at times. It was still a bit of a coin flip game, and Belgium got the job done. Italy, Austria. I mean, everyone expected as comfortable an Italy victory as possible. And fair play to Austria. I mean, if that Arnautovic goal hadn't got disallowed, they could have gone through. They seriously could have. They were very good, Austria. I was actually impressed with them.
The game was it was so long ago, but it was literally the night. Well, it was on the weekend, wasn't it? Last weekend.
It was last Saturday.
Yeah. So 6 days ago, yeah. But
we actually had a goal disallowed as well to go 1-0 up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And that's what I was saying is that, I mean, similarly to if Ukraine went 1-0 up against us, I feel like had they gone 1-0 up, Italy might have struggled because Austria would have just broken the game up and defended for their lives and trying to hold on to that 1-0.
Yeah, especially considering it, Italy had been dominant throughout. They'd been the team that were consistently just unreal throughout the whole group stage.
And there was the first sign of cracks.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want you to get too excited because obviously, we've got to beat who we've got to beat on the way there. But every team has their frailties, including us. Every team has their frailties. Every team has their cracks. We've got a really good shot at this. We've got to take it a game at a time.
We're the only team that hasn't shown any cracks.
I think the only cracks, as you can say, is probably
our own mistakes.
Our own mistakes, A, and secondly, offensively, we've proven that we struggle to break teams down. In all three of the group games, I mean, we scored 2 goals. Obviously, we drew against Scotland. Croatia, I felt like we were comfortable and we could have scored a lot more. And a Czech Republic, I suppose you could argue as well. But the fact that we did only score 1 against those teams, I think, again, that's another thing. I think teams are going to sit back against us because they know that we struggle to break teams down and press when they feel is right and try and prey on our mistakes. I think that's where our frailties come. And like I say, Belgium, defensively, that's their frailty in terms of pace. Italy, it's difficult to point out a single thing that Italy are frail in. I mean, I don't know what you think, Jason.
What's that?
About a single thing, because obviously Italy weren't great against Austria, but what's their weakness? Because I think they're all round a good team.
Yeah, I don't think they really have a weakness. I just think Austria brought the game to them more than they expected. Which was probably, obviously they didn't play Locatelli in the midfield, which I don't know why.
I don't understand. Yeah,
because that's very similar to us, isn't it? Not in the past. Verratti came back from injury, and they're like, "Oh, he's a big star. He's got to start." Whereas Locatelli's quality.
Yeah,
it's similar to us with Henderson, really. We've not. Whereas they've brought Verratti in, we haven't brought Henderson in, which is probably the best thing to do.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah. So France, Switzerland. I mean, wow. that was an insane game. The thing is that obviously when Switzerland, France were poor in the first half, and when Switzerland went 1-0 up, I feared for France. I feared for France. And then as soon as France got that goal back, I felt like that they were going to hit their stride and get into their groove. That Paul Pogba strike was unbelievable. That was a ridiculous strike. And that's, again, even with the celebration, it literally epitomizes Paul Pogba. He can be so frustrating because he can be absolutely world class. And then, 2 minutes later, he can be dreadful. Yeah,
the third goal. He was at fault for Switzerland's third goal.
Exactly.
He He actually did 5 celebrations in one. I don't know if you've seen the video.
Yeah, I see it. He literally did. Yeah, but like the thing is that like if he found consistency, he would genuinely be up there as one of the best players in the world, like without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, you can. Sorry.
I just think he's lazy.
Yeah, it's difficult because nobody really knows what goes on inside his head and what. Sorry, go on, Jace.
He always turns up for France.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but listen, I mean, the goal was unbelievable. Was that the second goal or the third goal for France?
Third goal, but I think the penalty
save. The second goal was
France up.
Yeah, the second goal was unreal as well. The play for the second goal, the little Griezmann, yeah, that was sensational as well.
He had some shots for the first one as well.
Like, yeah. And, France, I mean, I feel like at 3-1, everyone, including France, thought they had the game won. They thought that's it, can cruise to a 3-1 victory and they're through to the last 16. And that second goal from Switzerland who was the second goal? Was it Seferovic who scored the second goal, or was it? Yeah. I think that kind of threw France off their game a little bit, and they weren't prepared to kind of hold on right to the very end. And then who scored the third goal? I don't actually remember. Yes, that's right. Yeah. And then from there, I mean, you go into extra time when France thought they were cruising into the next round. The mentality's not there. And obviously the penalty shootout, Kylian Mbappe missing a penalty. I mean, listen, I'm not here to listen about people saying that he's not world class because he missed a penalty and he had a poor tournament or whatever. He is world class. He had a poor tournament, as other players have had. Yeah, he did. He had a terrible tournament. He missed a penalty, which can happen to anyone. Messi's missed penalties. Ronaldo's missed penalties. It's unfortunate, but
I think the French manager will look back on that game with a lot of regret because he played a system they played once in 2 years as well. Because they didn't have left backs fit, they played Rabiot left wing back.
I don't get that. They didn't have a left back fit, so they played Rabiot. They changed the full back, played Rabiot left wing back.
That's what I mean. I don't
never played left wing back either. So he's never played left wing back or left back. So they decided to change the whole system for him to play a different position. He's never.
The manager's probably just thought he's left footed. Let's chuck him there.
Well, I imagine they thought that because Rabiot has played in midfield and playing left wing back is more like playing in midfield.
Yeah, it just seems stupid. Don't change a whole system to play a player out of position anyway. You should have just played him out of position.
Just slightly less out of position. I think. I imagine that's what he's looking at. Yeah.
That affected the whole team, and you could see that in the first half.
Yeah.
They have a right wing back.
And it would have been Pavard, wouldn't it? Or was it not Pavard? Oh, I thought it was Pavard.
It might have been.
No.
I don't know, but I mean, if you look at their goals. Their goals all come down. Their goals all come down that French left hand side, their right hand side. Certainly the second and third goals for Switzerland, they all come down that side, and that is really what cost them in the end. I don't think I don't really blame Rabiot because it's not really his fault. But yeah, it's a difficult one. But credit to Switzerland. We've got to give credit to Switzerland because I mean everyone wrote them off. They weren't massively great in the group stages.
They actually. Lucas Hernandez on the bench. They could easily have that.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Lucas Hernandez literally can play left back.
Yeah, that's strange. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, credit to Switzerland. The Croatia-Spain game equally is ridiculous. Maybe not quite the ridiculous result, but I mean, Spain is such a weird entity at this tournament. At times, they can look absolutely dreadful, and then at other times, they can look sensational.
Well, I said this the other day. I think they're the Leeds of international football. They score loads, they concede loads.
At the minute, they're starting to look like it. Yeah, I mean...
But those two games mirrored each other. Like, the underdogs went 1-0 up, then Spain and France both went 3-1 up, and then 10 to go, 3-3.
Yeah, exactly. And it was the late goal, the late equaliser, everything. The only difference is Croatia didn't go on to win on penalties. But yeah, I mean, let's be honest, Croatia's first goal, I mean, I don't know what happened there for them to go.
It was hilarious.
I mean, I don't know. Whose fault do you think it was more?
The keepers, he took his eye off it, didn't he? It just
Unai Simon, yeah. It's difficult because
you look and watch, but you just hope it never happens to you.
Yeah. And then, I mean, to be fair, from there, Spain did all right from there. You know, I thought that they controlled the game. They were the better team. And they got their goals in the end. I thought the Morata finish was naughty, to be completely honest with you. It's a very good finish.
That's the thing. If he could finish like every chance, like finish the chances, they'd be in a. Like people wouldn't be talking about their phrase defensively because they'd be out of sight in games.
Yeah. What I will say though is Morata's received a lot of stick throughout this tournament, and rightly so. But I thought this game he was actually very good on the whole. He got his goal, but even before then, I thought he did brilliant. He missed a sitter, but I thought
striker. Just even at club level, he misses so many chances. He has such good movement. He just can't shoot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is that his movement in this game was sensational. It helped massively with the first couple of goals. And then, sorry, go on.
The header obviously the miss in the first half. I don't know whether he's mistimed or not, but it's actually like going back across goal. So I don't know whether he's literally 2 yards out, can head into the bottom corner. And I don't know if he's done it intentionally, but he's ended up heading it back across.
Yeah. And then this is the other side of Spain. The defense is just woeful at times. I mean, look, it's funny because actually at one point Laporte was being spoken about as the best centre back in the world. He's probably the third best Manchester City centre back at the minute, and I mean, he was playing alongside Eric Garcia at times. I think Eric Garcia came on. I'm not sure if he started. So there was obviously Laporte, Garcia, and Longley. Not Longley. Who is he playing alongside as well? I've forgotten now. It was
the back four for Spain.
Yeah.
It was Gaia, Laporte, Garcia, and Azpilicueta.
Oh, so Garcia did start. Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought Garcia didn't start.
He came off for Pau Torres.
Oh, that was it. I thought Pau Torres started and Garcia. Okay, yeah. So I mean, Pau Torres was kind of at fault for some of the goals that brought him back into it as well. So, I mean, what do you think Spain? That's obviously where they're vulnerable. What do you think of Spain's defense? I mean, it's not very good, is it?
It's not great.
No, but I don't know. I just think I don't know why. I'm not going to say it, but I just got a weird feeling about Spain. I think they might. I really do.
Well, I mean, you can't write them off because they've got this far realistically without playing brilliantly.
Like, I look up their lineup against that Croatia game, and I think to me, their bench was better than their starting lineup. I mean, Gerard Moreno didn't even feature in that game, which is crazy. Like, I'd start him.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Every single day of the week.
Oh yeah, Gerard Moreno should start over Morata. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, group games, Sweden, Poland, they were poor. Obviously, they smashed Slovakia at the park, but Slovakia are average at very best.
I mean, basically played for Spain anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was basically playing up front for them at some points. Yeah, it was unreal.
Tragic.
There's been some tragic own goals at this tournament. I've got to say.
When he jumped up and
that's great.
There's literally I think it was like the amount of own goals that had been at like Euros in like history, and then there's like been equal that just in this tournament. Like there's literally been like 9-10 own goals this tournament. Yeah, I mean, Spain. It wouldn't be unlike them to play badly, sort of along the way through, but get the job done somehow and get over the line. I don't think they'll have. We'll talk about the predictions in a second, but yeah, I mean, they got the job done here in the end. I mean, they pretty much cleared it up in the first 10-15 minutes of extra time, or the first 10 minutes. We spoke about Sweden, Ukraine.
There was a massive chance for Croatia right at the start of extra time.
There was. Yeah, they should have scored. Yeah. Next, we got to talk about Netherlands, Czech Republic, another one of the surprises. And I mean, it's strange, really, because I said I didn't massively rate the Netherlands in this tournament, but I thought that they would get to like the quarters or the semis. They were untouched in the group stage, won all 3 games. The only game that they looked in any trouble in was when Ukraine brought it back to 2-2 in the 80-something minute, and they got the job done in that game. And then I don't really know what happened in this game. They just couldn't break Czech Republic down, and as soon as they went 1-0 down, they capitulated.
The red card.
And obviously, the red cards threw them completely. Yeah, the red card.
Within the space of 20 seconds, Milan's through on goal and De Ligt sent off.
Blatant red card.
What did you say, Jason?
Within 20 seconds, Milan's through on goal and then De Ligt sent off.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's. I mean, the red card changes the game, obviously, and I mean, Jason.
Is it a red card?
I honestly, I still don't think it is. I still don't think it is.
How do you not think that's a red card?
I don't think it's a red card.
He pushed it between his legs.
I don't think he means to, though, because I mean, I don't like. You've got to think about if you're falling to the ground. Yeah, if you're falling to the ground, you don't stay like this all the way and face plant, do you?
No, he stumbles, and as he's falling, he goes like that and then puts his hands down. He swats it behind him.
I mean,
Chick is about to nick the ball and be in one-on-one with the keeper.
Well, I mean, I don't. The thing is that Gary Neville made a very good point. Although I think sometimes you can just be unlucky, but a lot of the time, slipping isn't unlucky, because if you're in the correct position in the first place, you wouldn't be slipping, if that makes sense. You only slip if you realise that you're out of position, you're trying to sort of turn at a really quick sort of angle, and you end up slipping. That's exactly what happened to De Ligt. He realised.
I don't know about that.
That's sometimes, but I mean, you look at things like Steven Gerrard, he just slipped over.
Yeah, because even on penalties, you slip.
Yeah.
No. But sometimes, like I said, it works sometimes. I think it's a good point.
Yeah. But I have nothing to say about the red card.
I have nothing to say.
I don't know. I need to watch it back. I think
it's blatant. I think it's so blatant. Watch it now, Jay. Scott, watch it.
But I mean, like I said, the reason I don't think it is that firstly, he's slipping anyway. Let's make no mistake. Schick, whether you think it's a foul or not, he does push him.
He does not push him. It's never a foul.
Yeah, but does he make contact? Does he make contact with his back?
Not with his hands. He barely. There is no way.
Okay, does he make contact with him as he's going down?
And he's trying to get the ball. The ball's underneath De Ligt. He can't.
No, he made contact with him before he made the handball. Does he make contact
on Netherlands versus Ukraine instead of Netherlands Czech Republic?
Jason, you watch and you tell us. Does he make contact with De Ligt before he makes the handball? And do you think it's a foul?
It's so blatant. I just watched it. It's so.
Yeah, I think the reason why I think because there's a culmination of things.
First thing, I don't know why he doesn't just header it. He lets it bounce 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, header out for a throw.
See, you just.
Oh. That is so blatant. I think that's so blatant.
What do you think, Jason?
I'm waiting for the replay.
Okay. Yeah.
So he slips initially, then tries to get back up. Then there's
there's contact.
Then there's a little hand from Schick.
Yeah. And his hip bumps into his arse before he goes down.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me this is a foul here.
Yeah, he does go like that, to be fair.
Look, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When you're falling, you don't just
watch it from this angle. Watch it from this angle. It's so.
That's what I'm saying. Though that's what I'm saying. If you're falling like that,
you think that?
What are
you? You don't think he actually makes an action to push that ball?
No. I'm saying his hand makes that action. I'm saying he's not making that action to bat the ball away. I'm saying because when you fall like that, you don't just fall face foot forward like that.
No. But he goes like that and then puts his hand out and lands because
because he's trying to look.
Mate, look, he whacks it and then puts his hand out again.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. No, I think you bring your hand back. Obviously, as well, he's going to make that initial reaction. He's going to realise he's hit his hand with the ball, isn't he? Because he's obviously.
It's so clearly a red card.
I don't think it's a red card. I don't think it's a red card. Jason, what's your final thoughts?
I am edging towards it is.
Okay.
He scoops it away because he knows Schick's in.
It's one of those that
he fucked it, and he knows Schick's
it's going to be opinionated.
But in my opinion, I just don't think that, like, you know, Matheus de Ligt, he's had a difficult season at Juventus, but he's a quality centre back. An elite footballer is going to what?
No,
purposely bat the ball away.
Yeah, but you're going to say that, but a lot of players do that. It's natural reflex. Suarez, he's a top level striker. He's not going to punch a ball off a line, is he?
But that's the thing is, he did mean to do it because he knew that it would save a goal, and it would have the keeper had a chance to save it.
Because he slipped and Schick's 1-on-1 with the keeper.
Yeah, but Schick could. It's not the same as because if Suarez didn't do that, it was going in. Whereas Schick may not have scored.
You see so many times where players are 1-on-1. You see that so many times where players are 1-on-1 with the keeper and the defender will bring them down, and they get sent off as the last man.
Yeah. No. I agree. I agree with that. But I just think, like, I just can't think that what possibly go through his mind for him to go, I'm going to consciously bat that ball away with my hand. I just think the way he's falling. That can happen because you can't, when you're falling like that in real time as well. I mean, you imagine when you're playing football, when you're falling like that in real time, you don't have much control over what your limbs are doing as you're falling.
You know, after the game, he has his interview. He said, "I feel terrible because we lost the game because of what I did."
But I don't think he did.
He knows what he did.
I don't think they lost because of the red card.
He said he knows.
There's a chance that they might have gone on to lose anyway.
I don't think they were playing well enough to win the game. I mean, if Milan scored, obviously they won up, but I don't think they can look back on it and say, "Oh, this is." I
still think that was a big call for them to start Milan. How would you say his name? Is it
Malin?
Malin. I don't know why I said Milan. Marlon. Yeah. Marlon. Donnell Marlon. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Over Weghorst. I mean, I think they should have started Weghorst. Weghorst started the first two group games. He's had a fantastic season. I would have started Weghorst personally. But you got to give credit to the Czech Republic.
Yeah,
they've outperformed what everyone thought of them. I thought they'd go out of the group stage getting 1 point, that being drawn with Scotland. You know, so I mean, credit to them, they beat Scotland.
Oh man, I put them bottom of the group, and
yeah,
they're in the quarterfinals. And Schick, what a player!
Yeah, Patrick Schick, he's turned up. He's been their best player. Credit to him.
It's funny, you haven't really heard much of Souček, have we? Souček's not really done anything. But like,
no, it's Schick's been the main man really for them. Yeah.
Or is he just gone on the radar?
Yeah.
I mean, like, goals-wise, he scored so many goals this
year. Yeah.
West Ham.
But like, I mean, realistically, you know, he had a fantastic season last season for West Ham, and obviously scored a lot of goals. But goal scoring was never his main thing, really, was it? That's not what he was brought in to do as his main sort of.
Goals, isn't he? From like defensive midfield. Ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying, but that's not what he was brought in to do. He just happened to have a very good goal scoring season. So Wales, Denmark. I mean,
Wales were terrible.
Wales were poor, but what I will say is that there was a point where they were 1-0 down, and did they have a red card in that game?
They were 2-0. That wasn't a red card. That
was never a red card.
Never a red card. He barely touched him.
Yellow at most.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, because that was it. Yeah. Okay. So Dolberg scored shortly after half time, and it was 2-0 for a long time. Wales weren't really troubling them, to be incomplete. You know, in fairness, but there was obviously Joachim Mæhle who scored that goal. He could have been a Saints player, but he didn't in the 88th minute. And then that red card. I mean, it was frustration. It was a blatant foul. But I can only assume, because he obviously wasn't through on goal and everything, I can only assume that the referee thought it was dangerous when it was just a cynical foul. No, that was never a red card. No, absolutely not. And then obviously, I mean, it wouldn't have made a difference, but that Braithwaite goal, I mean, I thought it was offside, personally. The fourth goal, he looked offside. But Denmark realistically, Denmark were comfortable winners. It wouldn't have changed the result.
And arguably without two of their best players as well, Denmark. Without Olsen and Vass.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the ideal. It's the ideal game, really, for Denmark in the last 16. They absolutely smashed them. And then they're going into this game against Czech Republic, a game they should win. It's going to be difficult. But, yeah, I mean, credit to them. And as for Wales, I think we've got to say, again, credit to them, the fact that they got to the last 16. I didn't have them getting there. They would have been a little bit disappointed with their performance, but that win against Turkey, they were very good. So, I mean, I didn't expect them to get to the last 16. I don't know about you two.
I can't remember what I put, actually. I think I might have gone qualifying. Yeah.
What, Wales?
Yeah.
I think I had them third. I
think I had them bottom.
Yeah, I had them bottom, yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the last 16 games. Obviously, we spoke about Ukraine, England in Rome.
You mean
wait, if you look at that, that's actually meant to the group of F with all them teams in, all out.
No.
Yeah, Group A, Italy. Well, obviously Wales have gone out now, but Italy, Wales, and Switzerland. Well, Italy and Switzerland are still in it. Like,
yeah,
that was obviously
it is mad.
And
yeah, and I mean, if Austria had, well, actually, okay, Netherlands bottled it against the Czech Republic, but had Austria actually got that goal and beaten Italy, there could have been Austria, Ukraine, and the Netherlands all in the quarterfinals, which was what we said was one of the weakest groups. I mean, Austria, they very nearly could have been Italy. Ukraine are there. Belgium, Italy in Munich. This is the coin flip game for me. This is the two. I think whoever wins this game has a very good chance of winning the whole tournament. What are your thoughts?
I think it'll be a 2-1 Italy.
I don't think it's going to be a classic.
That's my early.
I don't think it's going to be a classic.
It's probably one of the games I'm least looking forward to out of the quarterfinals, to be honest, which is oddly weird to say, but...
No, I would actually agree with that, yeah.
There's going to be 1-0 Italy.
I'm going to go 2-1 Belgium. I think, yeah. I think, well, as much as Belgium defensively have their frailties, they're the number one team for a reason. Listen, they weren't fantastic against Portugal, but they got the job done. Italy showed that in Syria again. Shut up. Italy showed that in obviously the knockout game against Austria. Oh, not again. Should they be frustrated? And I think that Belgium will be well served to maybe allow Italy to have a bit of the ball. Because if Italy were to get them on the counter, Belgium are done for. And I think Belgium can control the games at the right times for them. I think Belgium can win the game. And Belgium are number one team in the world for a reason, whether you agree with that ranking or not. I think they've got an array of attacking talent, of course. Lukaku will know a lot of these players well from playing in Serie A, so he will know how to play against them as well as with them.
Well, they've got big players out.
Who? Belgium?
Yeah, KDB and Eden Hazard's out.
No, they're not officially out, though.
Who?
I don't think. Hazard and De Bruyne aren't officially out. They might still be playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think. I
just know De Bruyne got injured in the game against Portugal.
They went off, and then they were saying, "Oh, they'll be out." But it says Belgium. They're making last-minute fitness tests, I think.
Well, if they're playing, it could be a different game.
Yeah, but I mean.
Hazard.
That's what I was going to say. Hazard isn't a key player for them. Talking Hazard, yeah. Eden Hazard, no.
Hazard's not. He's not been bad, but he seems to have lost a yard of pace. He just seems to be off it.
It doesn't seem he's never regained his fitness ever since he left Chelsea.
Madrid have literally ruined one of the best players in the world, and it's peak. But he was so good at Chelsea.
Yeah. Switzerland, Spain in St. Petersburg tonight. In fact, in a few hours. Sorry?
It's the first game, yeah.
Yeah. So, Switzerland, Spain. Thoughts?
I think Spain will win it. I think 3-1 Spain, purely because Switzerland's best player is out. Well, their best player this tournament is out, which is Granit Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka.
I think Switzerland are going to be off a high from France, and they're just going to get walked over. I'd say.
Yeah.
I always say this. It's what's the score? Sorry.
4-0 Spain.
4-0.
I could see it. No, I think it will be like 2-0, but I think they could. Honestly, could be up there.
I mean, you say that. Spain has scored 5 in their last 2 games. You can laugh all you want, but
I've given Switzerland a goal. I said 3-1 because I can't see that defence keeping
I just think they're gonna. 4-0 was just off the top.
I think I would have to probably agree with 3-1. I think, and I always say this, that when there's a team that's had a bit of an upset, and obviously they're on that high, it's very difficult to replicate that in the next game. You see it in any competition, whether it be in the FA Cup, if a team causes a cup set, sometimes they struggle in the next round. I think the same might be said here for Switzerland. Spain are a decent side. Again, attack-wise, if their players are on it, I mean, we've seen they've scored 5 goals in the last 2 games, albeit one of them in extra time. They've got goals in them.
A lot of people are fancying Switzerland on social media.
Really? I can't see him replicating it.
Because people are recency bias in it. They go, they beat France, they'll smash Spain.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's Spain should still win this game, and I think they will win this game. I think they'll win 3-1. I think Morata.
They can win the whole tournament. If they knock France and Spain out back to back, they can win the whole thing because that is ridiculous.
I mean, realistically, at this point, any team can go on and win it because the draw is actually quite open. We've seen a lot of big teams go out. Obviously, Belgium is a big game. Spain are there, but they've got a lot of frailties. England are there, serial bottlers. But I mean, Denmark are looking good. I mean, any of the teams here. That's why I said the way the draws opened up. There's obviously we want it to be a team like us. Well, we want it to be us, but there's a possibility. There's a lot more possibility for a surprise winner, is what I'm saying. Because I think the way the draw is now.
Would you not say we're a surprise winner if we win? We've never won
it. Surprise in the sense that we've never won it, and we haven't won a major tournament since '66. Not surprise in that, and we bottle everything. In terms of the quality we have, no. And in terms of realistically coming into the tournament, we were still probably second or third favourites. So
I don't know how.
Yeah, we don't.
Well, I mean, we're proving
anyone good.
We literally do. We have.
We beat Belgium last year. Then they beat us. Like we rarely beat people. Like, we lost to Denmark. We got to play Denmark. Then if we got through, I'd expect us to play Denmark. They beat us last time we played them.
I actually think we would lose to Denmark. I'm not even like
Denmark. They got a lot of emotion, don't they?
They got Let's not look too forward to that game. Let's focus on.
I got my tournament tree ready for the rest of the games.
Have you? You think we're going to get through and lose to Denmark then? Oh, Jason Davies, I'm furious.
Honestly,
we've done it before.
You're so negative.
We have done it before.
Look, obviously I want us to win it, but
I'm sorry, we're not losing to Martin Braithwaite.
It doesn't. It almost doesn't like. Obviously, like I don't know. It doesn't feel real yet. Like the fact that obviously I want us to win it, but it won't feel real. Like if we get to the final Euros.
Yeah, literally, if we get there, if we get to the final, it's going to be so hard to actually like process the fact that we will literally be 90 minutes away from winning a major tournament. Can you not hear it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like it will be hard to process the fact that we would literally be 90 minutes away from winning a major tournament, and that would make it hurt an awful lot more if we did go out, or if we did lose. Sorry.
Well, I had us to lose in the final from the beginning. A few weeks ago when we did that.
I had us to lose in the final, but that was against France.
I had us to lose to Italy in the final.
Yeah.
That's looking quite likely.
It is quite likely. It is quite likely. Finally, Czech Republic, Denmark. I assume by what you said, Jason, that you think Denmark will beat Czech Republic.
I think this is the game of the round. Well, I'm looking forward to a lot. Yeah, I think Denmark will come out on top. I'm gonna say 3-2 Denmark.
I was about to say
3-2.
Denmark.
I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to say 2-1 Denmark. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game, like you said. I mean, Denmark are the better side. They are the favourites for this. But you can't discount Czech Republic, obviously, from what they did against the Netherlands. And I mean, they beat Scotland. They drew to Croatia, who obviously pushed Spain all the way, and they were only narrowly beaten by us. So you can't discount Czech Republic. This has been played in Baku, which may have an effect. I don't know how many fans are going to be there.
There's also going to be a lot of reverse psychology with this game compared to the German one, because the Germany one, we were the early kickoff and we didn't know whether we were going to play Sweden or Ukraine. But with this one, we're going to know who we're going to be playing.
We're going to know who we're. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Does Denmark or Czech Republic really scare you though? I hope that doesn't do anything. Realistically,
no.
Both them teams comfortably.
I'd be worried just because they've shown they can beat us.
Denmark scare me a little bit. Not even because they've beaten us. Because I mean, realistically, you look at Nations League qualifiers, whatever it is. Lesser teams can beat bigger teams all the time. That's how it works. It's the same in the Premier League. You'll get Norwich beat Man City and then go and get relegated. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But we should beat Denmark. But Denmark do have a good team at this point in time. Their midfield, I like their midfield a lot. Even though they haven't got Eriksen in a minute. Sorry?
They made Belgium look average.
They did well, again, I didn't see that game, but I mean, I'll take your word for it. And the fact that they're the team that's pushed Belgium probably closest, and the fact that they went 1-0 up.
We'll look past Saturday first. We will get Saturday out of the way, and then we can start.
That's what I'm saying. Get Saturday out of the way, and then we can think about anything that comes after that. Should we win? But yeah, that's our Euro quarterfinal predictions. Of course, we will be back for the semi-final, whether England will be there or not. We'll see. The games are tonight. I'm looking forward to it, even though I'm probably not seeing the games tonight. But
Why come you not watching the games?
Because I'm going to Hastings with Mo to see an octopus. It's for
to see an octopus.
It's for her uni work. She's got to study an octopus for marine biology.
Yeah, there's 8 teams in the quarterfinals. Octopus has 8 legs. You're basically going to watch them.
Exactly. I'm actually going.
Take the flag.
Yeah,
England, Ukraine,
that's what I'm going to do. Like the South Africa World Cup. Yeah. I'll take them with me. Yeah. All right.
Wait,
do you not remember that in the South Africa World Cup they had an octopus? They put like boxes.
Oh yeah.
He went to the one that's going to win, and he got like every game right.
Yeah, that's quality. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in a bit.
Thanks
for coming home.
Thanks to all the fans.